Are you intrigued by unsolved mysteries? Welcome to the chilling mystery of Roanoke, the Lost Colony. This is episode 1. The great ships sliced through the gray Atlantic waters. They carried English souls, more than 100 of them. Their hearts were filled with a fragile, powerful hope, a new life, a new beginning, far from the old world. They sought this future on the shores of North America. This wild green land was called Roanoke. It seemed to whisper of untold promise. Or perhaps it whispered of dangers yet unseen, a fresh start, a bold gamble in an unknown realm. They were pioneers, stepping into a vast wilderness. They landed in the warm summer of 1587, a mixed group of men, women, and young children. Their governor was a man named John White. He was an artist, tasked with capturing this new world. He was also their leader, responsible for their survival. With determined hands they began to build their lives. Rough wooden houses started to rise from the coastal soil. A small fort was planned, a bastion against the unknown. Life here was immediately, brutally hard. Every day was a struggle for existence. The land itself felt alien, a world away from England. Unfamiliar plants pushed through the earth, some edible, some not. Strange creatures moved in the shadows of the dense forest. The native peoples, the original inhabitants, watched them. Some tribes offered cautious friendship, a helping hand. Others remained distant, their intentions unclear. The colony's precious supplies began to dwindle. These English folk were not yet skilled wilderness farmers. They depended on what they brought and what they could trade. They needed more, much more. Governor White understood their perilous situation. The fledgling colony desperately needed reinforcement, more food to see them through the coming seasons, more tools to tame the land, more people to help. He made the difficult decision to return to England. He would sail back across the vast ocean for aid. He swore he would return as swiftly as possible. He left behind his family, his daughter, Eleanor Dare, and his granddaughter, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in this new challenging world. Why had they journeyed to this distant, lonely shore? England under Queen Elizabeth I yearned for a piece of the new world. The ambitious Sir Walter Raleigh was the driving force. He financed these dangerous expeditions into the unknown. America was a glittering prize, a vast, untapped continent, a land rumored to hold untold riches, perhaps gold. It was also a strategic challenge to the power of Spain, a chance to build a new English empire across the sea. This was England planting its flag in uncharted territory, a bold statement on the world stage. Roanoke was more than just a settlement, it was a strategic outpost, a vital foothold in a continent dominated by native tribes and Spanish claims. The English hoped to find valuable resources to send home, perhaps a safe deep-water harbor for their ships, a base from which to launch privateering raids, attacking the Spanish treasure fleets sailing from the south. It was a high-stakes game, fraught with immense danger, a gamble for national glory and for personal profit. The dream of a permanent English presence in America. A dream that rested on the shoulders of these few colonists. John White set sail for England, his heart heavy. But fate, in the form of war, intervened cruelly. England found itself locked in a desperate struggle with Spain. The mighty Spanish Armada threatened invasion. Every available ship, every able sailor was needed for defense. White was trapped, his return to Roanoke delayed. For 3 long, agonizing years, he could not get back. Imagine his torment, his constant, gnawing worry. What was happening to his people, his family across the ocean? Were they surviving? Were they waiting? Finally, in the late summer of 1590, White returned. He reached the shores of Roanoke, his heart pounding with dread and hope. He found an unnerving, ghostly silence. The settlement he had left bustling with life was gone. The houses had been carefully dismantled, not violently destroyed. There were no people, no bodies, no signs of a desperate battle. Just an eerie emptiness, and one cryptic word, carved deep into a sturdy wooden palisade post, Croatoan, a single, chilling, mysterious clue, left behind by those who had vanished. The word Croatoan. What did it signify? It was the name of a nearby island now known as Hatteras Island. It was also the name of a Native American tribe, a tribe known to be generally friendly towards the English settlers. Had the colonists chosen to relocate there? Did they seek refuge or perhaps integration with the Croatoan people? This seemed to be the most obvious interpretation of the message, a planned move, a signal of their whereabouts. But storms prevented White from investigating this vital clue. He was forced to sail away, the mystery unsolved. Yet other, darker theories soon began to circulate. Some whispered of a brutal attack by the Spanish. Spain maintained a strong military presence to the south, in Florida. At St. Augustine they had a formidable fort. The Spanish certainly viewed the English colony as a threat, as unwelcome trespassers on lands they claimed for their own king. Did Spanish soldiers march north, or sail up the coast? Did they fall upon the unprepared colonists and destroy them? No Spanish records ever boasted of such an attack. But the silence from Spain did not mean it couldn't have happened. Perhaps the colonists themselves decided to move, not to Croatoan Island but further inland, away from the coast. They might have been seeking more fertile land for farming, or perhaps escaping some unknown threat or hardship. Did they break up into smaller, more mobile groups, lost in the vast, impenetrable wilderness of the continent, overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the unknown land? The forests were deep and seemingly endless. The continent stretched further than they could imagine, a daunting prospect for a small band of Europeans. Other grim possibilities lingered in the air like a coastal fog. Starvation was a constant enemy in early settlements. Disease could sweep through a vulnerable population with terrifying speed. These were common, brutal killers in the 16th century. Did the Roanoke colonists succumb to such harsh realities? Did internal strife or despair lead to their collapse? But the lack of bodies remained a deeply puzzling aspect. If disease or famine had struck, where were the graves? The questions multiplied, each one deeper and more troubling. The fate of the lost colony became an enduring enigma. The chilling mystery of the lost colony of Roanoke never truly faded. It continues to haunt the American imagination, even today. Archaeologists still sift through the soil of Roanoke Island. They search with patience and modern science for answers, for any tangible trace of the vanished men, women, and children. They unearth small, tantalizing clues from time to time. Shards of English pottery from the correct period, European glass beads, perhaps once traded or worn, fragments of rusted metal tools or personal items, but no definitive proof, no mass graves, no final clear story emerges. The persistent search for answers continues unabated. New archaeological sites are meticulously explored and excavated. Some focus on areas near what was once Croatoan Island. Others investigate potential inland routes the colonists might have taken. Modern science offers new tools for these historical detectives. Ground-penetrating radar can peer beneath the earth without disturbing it. DNA analysis could one day identify descendants or remains if ever found. Each tiny discovery brings a flicker of renewed hope, a tantalizing chance to finally solve this centuries-old puzzle. After more than 400 years, the quest endures. Roanoke has become far more than a historical cold case. It is a foundational story, told and retold across generations. It has inspired countless books, gripping novels, and scholarly studies. It has been the subject of films, documentaries, and television series. The Lost Colony, these words themselves evoke a powerful sense of mystery, a whole community of people seemingly erased from existence, swallowed by the vast, indifferent wilderness of the New World. It has become a potent American myth, a story of beginnings and loss, a haunting reminder of the perils faced by early European settlers. A true-life mystery from the dawn of English America. Why does this particular historical puzzle grip us so profoundly? Perhaps it is the profound silence of the unknown, the unnerving vacuum where concrete answers should be. It reminds us perhaps of our own human fragility, of the immense courage and desperate hopes of those early settlers, and of the vast, often unforgiving sweep of history. The lost colony of Roanoke remains an open wound in the historical record, a chilling question mark, its echoes resonating through time, a story that continues to challenge and captivate us all. Their fate remains one of America's oldest and most compelling mysteries.